Hey, my love. So today is Sunday, January 18th of 2026, and it's a nice day. Yes, I am wearing a sweater, so it's on the cooler side, but not as cold as last night. It actually is a crazy thing. I woke up early. I think it was around 5:30, and the temperature was 27 degrees. It stayed cold. It stayed 27, I think, probably until we left for church, which was, I want to say, just before 8 o'clock. So it was cold. Um, I think we're now in our winter here in Texas. But like during the day, it's sunny, and I'm guessing it's in the mid 50s right now. Maybe, yeah, I'd say mid 50s. So it's not super cold during the day, but this is winter in Texas. I can handle that. I can handle 20, 30 degree weather, even lower than that, when it's such a short period of time. It's probably going to last for on and off. It won't be every single day. I would assume probably till about 2 weeks into February. So what? Our winter, not compared to up there in Washington or Oregon, is still so mild and like for a few weeks. So we can handle it. I mean, the sky is completely clear. It's beautiful. It's blue. The sun is out. There's no cloud in the sky. So I can handle this. This is actually really good weather to go for a run, which I don't think I'll have time to do today because we were invited to go over to a friend's house who there's playoffs right now for football, and your stepdad and we haven't been following football. In fact, it's not even on our radar. It just isn't. But one of the playoff games with the Texans and the Patriots are today at 3 o'clock our time. And so we're going to go over to a friend's house, and she is like a super fanatic about football. Obviously we aren't, but we haven't seen her in a while, so we want to spend some time with her. And maybe I don't know, maybe I'll pick it up again. I used to be into football, but I've never been a fanatic about football. So anyhow, for lunch, I wish I would have recorded it, but I made my own. Actually, I made one for your stepdad as well. I made a crunch wrap. You know the Taco Bell crunch wrap supreme? I made our own. I did it homemade. So I just took, and I should have recorded it, but I took a large a flour tortilla shell, and then I had a corn tortilla shell, which it was a soft corn, so I had to fry it in some oil. But on the large soft burrito, flour burrito, in the middle we had some smoked pork, so I put smoked pork there, and then I poured nacho cheese over the top of it. Then I stuck the crispy corn tortilla on top of that, but you could use nachos, and then nachos. You could use Doritos if you didn't have the corn tortilla shell. Then I slathered some sour cream, like a lot of sour cream on top of it, and then I put some pico de gallo, but you could use tomatoes on top of that. Sprinkled some more cheese. Usually you'd put lettuce, but we had cabbage, so I put cabbage on there. Although the one I ate, I forgot to put the cabbage. But you could put lettuce on there. You could do it without lettuce. Then, what else did I put on there? Then I had cut out the shape of a corn tortilla shell, and I'm making this very complicated. So I had a soft flour, a soft flour shell that I put on top of that mixture of the sour cream, the pico de gallo, and the sprinkled cheese. I'm trying to think, I feel like there was something else, but that was it. So I covered that. Then I took the large flour tortilla shell, and I wrapped it up onto it, and so it was all in this package. Then I stuck it onto some frying oil on our on our pan. Anyways, then I fried it for a couple of minutes, 2 minutes, and then flipped it over, did 2 minutes, and it was great. It was awesome. It was so delicious, and it was more filling than the Taco Bell Supreme Crunch Wrap. I think in the Taco Bell Supreme Crunch Wrap, they probably give you a couple tablespoons of ground beef, if even that, because I'm always hungry. And I shouldn't be. Like, I'm small. I'm very small. So one of those should fill me from Taco Bell, but it doesn't. The one I made, I couldn't even finish it. That's how filling it was. So next time I'll make one, and I will record it on the video to show you how you can make your own. It's so yummy. It was so good. Anyhow, apart from that, I want to talk about God sightings. And I know it's like, well, what is this? Okay, this is when I believe it's the favor of God. I also believe it's what God does in response to our obedience. So what were these God sightings? I forgot to share with you that when we were traveling back to Houston, and we flew into the airport, it was like at 1 a.m. or around midnight that we flew in on Saturday night. Yeah, it was a Saturday night. It would have been 12 a.m. Saturday, so a day ago. When we flew in, I had to go to pee really, really bad. So as soon as we got off of the walkway, I found the bathroom and I went to the restroom. Well, I took my backpack off because I had a backpack. I also had a carry-on, so I put all those right there. But I had my phone in my hand. Well, I had it in my pocket, but I took it out of my pocket because I was going to sit down, right, to go to the restroom. Took it out of my pocket, and I stuck my cell phone on top of the toilet paper dispenser there in the bathroom. And then I went pee and I left. I forgot my cell phone right there. And again, we're talking 12 a.m. or just before 12 a.m. So we're tired. We've been flying, traveling, we have dealing with the time change, but now we're back in Houston at the airport. We're getting ready to be picked up by the shuttle where our car was parked. And I went to pull my phone out to look at the phone and see, okay, where's our parking spot at? And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot my cell phone, and I forgot it in the bathroom when I got off the plane. Okay, as anybody who's traveled on an airplane, you know that there is this point to where you walk through, you're exiting the airport, and it says you cannot return. Once you exit the airport, security will not allow you to enter back into the airport. So they say make sure you have all your items before you go beyond this point, because once you go beyond this point, you cannot go back. I see it every single time I get off a plane, right? But at this point, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have my cell phone. So I saw a phone on the wall, and I went over to it to see if there was information or I could talk to an operator. And there was a number you dial for lost and found. So I dialed the number, and it was just an automated, if you've lost your item within the last 30 days, go to the website, fill out a lost item piece of paper or whatever, and then hand it in, and if they find it, they'll get it back to you. I'm like, no, because my cell phone had my ID in it, and it had 2 credit cards. And at this point, your stepdad, Hadid, his phone had gotten waterlogged. We got water on it when we were in the hot tub one night. And he couldn't even access the credit card to the banks to put a lock on my cards. He couldn't access it on his phone. I'm like, oh Lord, here's the thing. I didn't pray. Now, this is where I think it's important to understand that, yes, prayer is important, but God, when you are obedient to the Father, when you are walking in His ways, He just does things for us, even without us asking. Now, he wants us to come to him. He wants us to ask for these things. But there was just so much going on. And of course, in my mind, I'm like, I got to make sure I get my phone back, and I need to get it now. So we rushed back into the airport. You can tell the airport's closing down, which I thought they were open 24 hours. No, they closed down. They closed down at midnight, actually, or whenever the last plane comes in. I find a group of employees of the airport. I could tell they were airport employees. And I went to them and I told them what happened. And one of the women, she was, or young lady, I would say, she was like, I'll go get it for you. And we showed her on your step-down Deed's map where my phone was at, what location it was. And she said, I'll go get it. If it's there, I will bring it back to you. Sure enough, it was there. It was there still on top of the toilet paper dispenser. She came and brought it to me, and she was telling me about, well, of course, she was telling us how she had lost her phone one time. And in the phone and in the wallet, she had $10. The guy did take $10 of hers. But the ironic thing was the only cash I had was $10, and I handed. She didn't tell us the story until after I knew I was going to give her the $10, because that's all I had. I'm like, I'm going to give her cash for going back into the airport, looking for my cell phone, and bringing it to me. And it was just. To me, it was a God. That was a God sighting. That was a God moment, because he placed her in our life at the right time. And the other group of, I would say, young adults that were working, they didn't volunteer to go get it. They were nice, they were friendly, and they were like talking about solutions. But this young lady, this young woman, she actually went and got my cell phone out of the bathroom and brought it to me. And we were so grateful. I wish I would have prayed over her. We did say, God bless you. And I could tell she was a believer. And I was like, maybe she's an angel. I don't know. But I was so grateful. That was a God sighting. Okay, last night, in bed, I saw on one of our drapes, there was a ladybug. And it reminded me of you, Warren, because you're like the ladybug whisperer. You used to spot them everywhere. And it just brought like comfort to my heart. And it reminded me of how God sees me and God sees you, both of you, Warren and Clara, and he's with you. It continued. Okay, this morning, actually I saw two of them within 10 minutes of each other in our church. There was one sitting on the seat, and then there was one on my hand or on my leg, and then I put it onto my hand. I believe that was like the Lord reminding me that He is with me. And I'm not saying that the Lord is not the ladybug, okay? But He sends things to remind us, and it was also a reminder and a peace of knowing that God is with you, Warren. God is, He's with you, Clara. He's doing things that we may not see right now, but with our faith, we can believe that He is in the details. He is absolutely in the details. So yeah, those were my God sightings, in the last 24 hours, and I totally believe in it. Like, if I would have lost my cell phone or not been able to get it that night, I don't know if I would have ever gotten it back. I would have had to go get a new ID. I would have had to figure out how to stop those 2 credit cards, bank accounts. It would have been a nightmare. And then everything else that goes with your cell phone, right? Like losing it, and everything's backed up to the cloud for me, but it was still just a reminder of how we got to pay attention. And obviously I was tired, I wasn't paying attention, but also how God, he sees us, He takes care of us. And I'm not going to put it off as it was just luck, it was good luck. No, it wasn't good luck. It was God saying, I see you, Beth. I love you, Beth. I am for you. I'm not against you. And I'm going to take care of this for you. It's a reminder. It should, I guess, when things like that happen, that it helps to remind us that we are in God's, there's favor of God upon us, but also that we're walking obedient to Him, because naturally when we walk obedient to Him, He's like, here you are, here you are. And it's not to say that if bad things happen, if I wouldn't have got my phone back that night, that it means I was disobedient to God, because I don't believe in that. But it was just, I think, kind of like a wink of God to say, I've got you, Beth. I've got you. So there you have it. Let me close with a few jokes. And by the way, for those of you, if you've never followed my story before or watched any of my videos, down below in the description, you can click on the More button and you'll see a backstory of why I record these daily diary video vlogs. And if you like what you hear, subscribe, and you can follow our story, follow my journey. And if you like the button, if you push the like button, it helps get this out to more viewers. So I encourage anybody who's following our story to just click on the like button. It's something free that you can do to help get this out. The whole goal of this is number one is so my children can see my story along the way, if it's now or if it's years down the road, but also to give hope to my children, and to give hope to others who might be in the same situation or in a different circumstance in their life, and they need hope. And so that's my intention of my videos. So with that being said, I do like to insert a few jokes, some humor into it. So I'm going to read a few jokes. Why are chemists, I read it from my Kindle, why are chemists great for solving problems? They have all the solutions. Organic chemistry is difficult. Those who study it have outlines of trouble. My friend bought me a telekinetic abacus for my birthday. It wasn't my favorite present, but it's the thought that counts. All right. Couple more. Dad, do you know any jokes about sodium? Nah, Na. On the table, it's sodium. I had to make all these bad chemistry jokes because all the good ones are gone. Argon, get it? Never trust someone with graph paper. They're always plotting something. Last one, and then my closing in a prayer. Do robots have sisters? No, just transistors. Oh God. Oh Lord, that's awful. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, but I am gonna close in a prayer. Warren and Clara, I love you guys so much. I miss you. I miss both of you, Warren and Clara. I miss your older adult brother, your half sibling, Wyatt. I miss him. I miss you guys so much. I miss our family. I miss spending time with you and just talking with you. I'm going to close in a prayer. Father God, Lord, I come to you in the name of your Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Father, we thank you. We thank you for God sightings. We thank you that you are reminding us that you're with us. You've never left us. Thank you for working behind the scenes and working in the details as you did with my phone, even with the ladybugs, reminding me of my son and reminding me that you were there with him as he was that ladybug whisperer, seeing those ladybugs from a far ways away up in trees. And you're with him now. Lord, I thank you are with Clara, as her and I would be like dumbfounded that Warren could spot these ladybugs from so far away. Lord, I thank you that there will be a day that we are reunited. Lord, I thank you for helping us have faith and have trust in what feels like the impossible situation. Thank you for blessing my children, Lord, giving them God sightings, revealing to them that you're there, you're with them, you're for them, you're not against them. I thank you in advance. In your heavenly name, amen. I love you guys. God bless you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh, go stop it.